something is wrong. You feel it in the pit of your stomach every time you leave, a conversation drained. Every time you catch yourself obeying unspoken rules that were never in your favor. You feel the weight of a battlefield pressing on your chest. But you lie to yourself and call it life. You call it normal. It is not normal. It is a slow death, orchestrated in silence by those who have learned how to feed on your power without ever drawing blood. You have been conditioned to believe in illusions, that good intentions protect you, that patience wins rewards, that kindness will eventually be recognized and returned in equal measure. These illusions are the chains that keep you compliant. They are the camouflage of predators who understand power better than you ever dared to. They are feeding on you while you whisper excuses to yourself, while you imagine that time will eventually vindicate your sacrifices. Time does not vindicate weakness, it buries it. Niccolò Machiavelli once warned that those who fail to see men as they are driven by hunger, ambition, fear, and self-interest are destined to be devoured. You are living proof of that warning. You have lived as if ideals govern the battlefield, when in truth, the battlefield obeys only strategy. You were not outplayed by luck. You were outmaneuvered by those who refuse to play by the rules you cling to. The reality is simple. Your energy, your compliance, your silence, your loyalty, they are all resources. To you, they feel like gestures of goodwill. To others, they are supply lines to exploit. You imagine relationships as exchanges of honesty and trust. They see them as campaigns of infiltration, reconnaissance, and control. Every smile hides calculation. Every demand framed as a suggestion is a probe to test the weakness of your defenses. They take, and you let them. They retreat with spoils. And you convince yourself you've chosen peace. You tell yourself you are moral, and that morality will somehow shield you. But morality in the hands of the naive is nothing but a surrender flag. Discipline without strategy is slavery. Kindness without discernment is fuel for the enemy. Your problem is not that you lack power. It is that you leak it. You waste it on those who understand exactly how to harvest it. And the more they feed, the weaker you become. Until you begin to believe weakness is your natural state. You were blind because it was comfortable. You believed lies because they felt easier than confrontation. You let others dictate terms because conflict terrified you more than starvation. You forgot that life itself is not a sanctuary but a campaign. And every campaign is decided by strategy, not sentiment. You were trained from childhood to obey authority, to appease those who shouted louder, to suppress your instincts when they told you something was wrong. And so you became predictable. Predictability is the greatest gift you can give to anyone seeking power over you. Do you know why you cannot escape this cycle? Because you mistake intentions for outcomes. You assume someone who claims to care must care. You assume someone who praises you must respect you. You assume someone who stays near you must value you. None of that is true. Their actions tell you the truth. Their drain on your energy tells you the truth. And yet you deny it. You prefer illusions because illusions spare you from making war. But war is already being waged. You are simply the one refusing to fight. Machiavellian strategy dictates one brutal fact. If you do not act with strength, you invite exploitation. Inaction is not neutrality, it is surrender. On the battlefield, the soldier who refuses to raise his weapon is not spared. He is the first to fall. And yet you lower your weapon daily. In conversations, in decision, in boundaries, you never enforce. You confuse tolerance with wisdom, submission with patience, silence with peace. But all you are doing is handing your enemies the keys to your fortress. The battlefield is psychological. They do not need to strike you with swords. They infiltrate your perception. They plant guilt in your mind, so you hesitate. They engineer your sense of obligation, so you obey without question. They appeal to your empathy, so you forget your own interests. And when you comply, when you drain yourself for their benefit, they applaud you for being selfless. They praise your morality, because morality is useful when it weakens you. You are not weak because you lack strength. You are weak because you lack clarity. You refuse to see the terrain for what it is, hostile ground. You refuse to see the enemy for what they are, opportunists. You refuse to see yourself for what you must become, disciplined, ruthless, unyielding in strategy. Without this clarity, you will continue to bleed slowly. A soldier who mistakes surrender for nobility, who mistakes exhaustion for virtue. Now, consider the cost. Every day you remain blind. Your reserves diminish. Your confidence erodes. Your capacity to resist shrinks. You are teaching others that your energy is theirs for the taking. You are teaching yourself that survival means compliance. Do you not see the trap? The more you give, the more they expect. The more you tolerate, the more they demand. The more you avoid war, the more territory you lose. Eventually, there will be nothing left to take. And when that day comes, do not expect gratitude. Exploiters do not thank their prey. They discard it. You will discover too late that your sacrifices were never valued. Your loyalty was never reciprocated. Your patience was never respected. You will be replaced, and the battlefield will forget you. That is the cost of staying naive. That is the price of refusing strategy. If you want to end this cycle, you cannot look inward for healing. Healing is irrelevant to war. What you require is transformation of strategy. You must shift from prey to predator, from resource to commander, from pawn to player. This does not mean cruelty for cruelty's sake. It means discipline, awareness, and an uncompromising defense of your own power. From this moment, you must treat every interaction as reconnaissance. Who seeks to drain you? Who seeks to control the terms of engagement? Who benefits when you stay silent? Who wins when you obey? Map the battlefield. Mark the supply lines. Identify the ambush points. Only then can you maneuver with precision. Only then can you deploy your strength where it matters, instead of scattering it aimlessly into the hands of opportunists. You must learn to conceal as much as you reveal. Machiavelli taught that appearances are weapons. Let them underestimate you. Let them believe you are compliant while you calculate. Do not advertise your defenses. Do not reveal your intentions. Every word you speak should serve a purpose. Every silence should be deliberate. Every concession should position you for greater control later. That is the art of strategy. That is the beginning of reclaiming power. And when the time comes to strike, strike without hesitation. Not violently, but decisively. A boundary enforced without compromise. A resource withdrawn without apology. A refusal delivered without explanation. Do not confuse kindness with surrender. Do not confuse morality with obligation. Your life is a fortress, and your power is its walls. If you leave the gates open, the enemy will always enter. If you guard them with precision, no force can breach them. This is your final warning. They are feeding on your power in secret, and the longer you hesitate, the deeper their claws sink. You cannot plead with them to stop. You cannot explain your worth and hope they recognize it. You cannot wait for fairness to emerge on its own. You must Zeit's control, here and now, with cold clarity. The battlefield does not reward the dreamer. It rewards the strategist. And if you refuse to become one, you will remain a supply line for others until nothing remains. You think you can wait. You think postponement is neutral. It is not. Delay is the oxygen your enemies breathe. Every hesitation is a signal flare that tells them your fortress is unguarded. They do not rush. They are patient. They feed slowly, silently, incrementally. They count on your inability to draw the line. They count on your need to justify, explain, and excuse. And as you stall, they tighten their encirclement. Niccolò Machiavelli understood this principle with surgical clarity. Whoever moves first to seize an advantage dictates the terms of the struggle. By failing to move, you have already conceded. You may imagine you are avoiding conflict, but what you are doing is permitting occupation. The ground you give up today becomes the launching ground of tomorrow's assault. Do you not see that your passivity is a weapon in their hands? Your blindness has not been accidental. It has been engineered. From the time you were young, you were trained to equate obedience with survival. You were praised when you complied, punished when you resisted. Every institution you passed through reinforced this conditioning. Family, school, work, religion, society itself drilled into you the belief that harmony was the goal. That confrontation was evil. That silence was wisdom. But all of that was theater. It prepared you not to thrive, but to serve. It molded you into a resource, not a commander. And so now, when predators circle, you hesitate, not because you cannot fight, but because you were never allowed to imagine you should. This is why they feed on you with such ease. You were trained not to see. You were taught to interpret exploitation as love, control as guidance, manipulation as loyalty. You mistook the collar for comfort. You called the leash protection. You convinced yourself you were free while living in chains. And those who trained you smile. Because the training succeeded. You serve without recognizing your servitude. You give away power and call it virtue. But reality is indifferent to your illusions. The battlefield recognizes only movement. Either you advance, or you retreat. Either you strike, or you are struck. There is no middle ground. Even when you do nothing, you are still moving backward. Do you not realize this? Every compromise, every silence, every act of appeasement is a tactical retreat. You are ceding territory inch by inch until there is nothing left but your own exhaustion. Consider how predators exploit prey in the wild. They never attack strength directly. They wait. They test. They stalk. They look for the weak, the distracted, the compliant. They isolate. They probe. They strike only when they know resistance is minimal. Humans are no different. The ones feeding on your power do not strike you head-on. They flatter. They guilt. They distract. They whisper that you are good, that you are noble, that patience is your shield. And while you nod and believe them, they drink from your veins. Your greatest enemy is not them. It is your own refusal to face this. You cling to ideals because they are comfortable. You imagine the battlefield can be reshaped by goodwill. You dream of recognition, reciprocity, fairness. Dreams are the enemy of strategy. Strategy requires clarity, and clarity is merciless. You cannot afford dreams anymore. Dreams are the feast laid out on your own table, and they are eating while you sleep. Look at your life honestly. How many times have you given, only to be met with silence? How many times have you tolerated disrespect, waiting for it to change? How many times have you excused betrayal in the name of compassion? Do you see the pattern? Every time you chose illusion over clarity, you paid the cost in blood. Every time you avoided war, you lost ground. You have been at war all along, and you have been losing because you refuse to acknowledge the terrain. Machiavelli would call this negligence of power. To him, the failure to protect strength was not just a mistake, it was treason against yourself. You are guilty of that treason. You betrayed yourself when you believed people would respect what you never defended. You betrayed yourself when you allowed weakness to masquerade as kindness. You betrayed yourself when you waited for change instead of commanding it. And the betrayal has been costly. Now, the consequences are clear. Your enemies do not fear you. They calculate you. They use you as supply. They return to you because you are predictable. They know you will not resist. They know your conscience will punish you more than they ever could. And so they never stop. Why would they? You have made yourself the perfect battlefield, undefended, full of resources, unwilling to strike back. Do you understand the danger of this position? You have not only lost control, you have broadcast your weakness to every opportunist within reach. Predators smell blood. Exploiters talk. They share intelligence. Once you are marked as pliable, you are marked for life. They test you once, and if you yield, they will return. If they cannot feed further, they will pass your name along the chain, and others will come to feast. It never ends. Because weakness is an invitation that echoes louder than words. But you can end it. Not with hope. Not with prayer. Not with waiting. With strategy. Cold. Precise. Disciplined strategy. You must begin with reconnaissance. Identify every point of leakage. Where are you saying yes when you mean no? Where are you offering silence when you should deliver refusal? Where are you apologizing for existing? These are your cracks in the wall. These are the gates left open. Close them. Seal them. Do not explain. Do not justify. A closed gate requires no excuse. Second, you must dismantle predictability. They feed on patterns. They know what you will do before you do it. Break the rhythm. If they expect compliance, deliver silence. If they expect silence, deliver rejection. If they expect you to bend, stand rigid. If they expect access, deny it. Disrupt their calculations until you are no longer predictable. Unpredictability is a weapon. Use it. Third, you must fortify supply lines. Stop giving your energy freely. Every resource, your time, your attention, your presence must be allocated with precision. Ask yourself, does this strengthen me or drain me? If it drains, cut it. If it weakens, withdraw. If it costs more than it returns, burn it. Your reserves are limited. Protect them as you would guard gold in a fortress. Once you treat your energy as wealth, you will stop distributing it like scraps to beggars who mock you as they eat. Fourth, you must cultivate psychological distance. Stop believing words. Stop trusting appearances. Watch actions. Action reveal intent. When someone drains you, it does not matter what excuse they give. Their action is truth. Hold them to that truth. Strip away the veil. Refuse to be seduced by empty promises. Judge only the results. This cold clarity is your shield. Without it, you are blind on the battlefield. Finally, you must internalize the principle of decisive strike. When the time comes, act with finality. Do not half resist. Do not negotiate. Sever the cord. End the pattern. Remove the parasite. Every hesitation will be exploited. Every soft gesture will be read as an invitation to return. Strike once. Strike clean. Then move forward without regret. A commander does not look back at the field of battle and wonder if the enemy deserved mercy. Mercy belongs to the strong, and you are not yet strong enough to waste it. This transformation will cost you. You will lose illusions. You will lose the comfort of pretending. You will lose the false sense of safety that comes from surrender. You will lose relationships that existed only to feed on you. You will lose the identity of the compliant servant. But in losing these, you will regain yourself. You will feel the weight of chains fall. You will see the field as it is. You will stand where you once knelt. And that will terrify them, because the one who once fed them now resists. The supply line is cut. The fortress is armed. Understand this. They will not applaud your transformation. They will resist it. They will attempt to shame you. They will accuse you of arrogance, of cruelty, of selfishness. They will deploy psychological warfare to pull you back into obedience. Expect it. Anticipate it. Recognize it for what it is. Desperation. Exploiters always panic when their prey awakens. Their rage is proof you have disrupted their supply. Use their fury as confirmation that you are finally on the correct path. This is the discipline Machiavelli demanded, the recognition that power is never given, only taken. That survival depends not on goodwill, but on ruthless clarity, that the world does not belong to the passive, but to the strategic. This is your battlefield now, and there is no neutral ground left. You must rise, or you will be consumed. Do not mistake endurance for power. You think that because you can survive mistreatment, you are strong. You are wrong. Survival without resistance is captivity. Endurance without strategy is slavery disguised as virtue. Your enemies thrive because you call exhaustion strength. You wear chains and convince yourself they are medals. You confuse submission with patience. That lie is killing you. Niccolò Machiavelli understood that power is not about bearing pain, it is about shaping outcomes. You have borne pain, but you have not shaped outcomes. That is not strength. That is waste. You believe that if you absorb enough, one day the battlefield will show mercy. It will not. The battlefield does not reward endurance. It rewards dominance. It rewards clarity. It rewards the soldier who seizes position, not the one who kneels beneath enemy fire and waits for a ceasefire that will never come. Every moment you remain passive. You are financing your own destruction. Your labor builds their empire. Your silence protects their deception. Your compliance strengthens their hold. They are not feeding on your power by accident. They are feeding because you have left the gates wide open, night after night, with supplies stacked neatly for them to take. And every time they return, you whisper excuses to yourself. You tell yourself they need it more than you. You tell yourself you are being generous. But generosity without boundaries is theft disguised as nobility. Understand this. People feed where there is food. They exploit where there is weakness. They dominate where there is vacancy of will. You are not a victim of fate. You are a victim of your refusal to confront reality. You allowed parasites into your fortress. And now you call yourself unlucky. Unlucky? No. You were careless. You were soft. You were untrained. And they are disciplined in one thing: taking advantage of the careless. If you continue like this, the outcome is certain. You will collapse. You will become a hollow shell, useful to no one, discarded when your energy no longer flows. And worse, you will look back on your life and see not betrayal, but self-betrayal. You will see that you handed them the keys. You escorted them to the throne. You armed them with your silence. That is the cruelest truth. Your enemies could not have fed on you without your cooperation. Now, to reclaim yourself, you must operate as a commander, not as prey. Commanders know 3 laws: perception, deception, and execution. Perception is seeing the battlefield for what it is, not what you wish it to be. You must strip illusions away. Stop calling exploiters friends. Stop calling chains obligations. Stop calling manipulation love. See with cold eyes, or remain blind forever. Deception is controlling appearances. You must learn to mask your power until the strike. Do not reveal your plan. Do not display your strategy. Do not let them see the blade until it cuts. If they know your move before you make it, you have already lost. So speak less. Smile only when necessary. Let silence become your armor. Let unpredictability become your weapon. The less they know, the less they can control. Execution is the art of finality. When you decide to act, You must act with precision. No half measures. No compromises. No reversals. If someone drains you, cut the cord. If someone manipulates you, confront it without apology. If someone disrespects you, end the exchange. Strategy is not about endless debate. It is about decisive moves. The commander who hesitates is the commander who loses the field. Your training begins with one task: discipline. Discipline over your mouth, your time, your energy. Stop explaining yourself. Stop justifying your boundaries. Stop apologizing for existing. Each word you waste on explanation is ammunition surrendered. Each apology you offer for your own survival is a banner of weakness. Cut the excess. Strip yourself down to clarity. Yes or no. In or out. Strong or gone. That is the only language predators respect. You fear being called ruthless. You fear being labeled selfish. Good. Let them call you ruthless. Let them call you selfish. These are the screams of those who can no longer control you. The battlefield does not remember the names the enemy shouted. It remembers who remained standing. Mercy is for the victorious, not the enslaved. This shift will terrify you. You will feel guilt. You will feel fear. You will feel as if you are betraying the very fabric of who you thought you were. That is because your old self was trained to serve. Your old self was loyal to illusions. Your old self was weak by design. You are killing that self. And like all deaths, it will feel violent. It must. Transformation is war against what you were. But once the old self dies, the commander emerges. You will notice the silence first. The noise of their demands will fade. The claws that once gripped your throat will retreat. You will see eyes widen when you refuse. You will see hands withdraw when you stop offering. You will see panic when you break the pattern. That panic is the sound of chains shattering. That panic is proof you are no longer prey. Do not falter. They will test you. They will attempt to regain control. They will double their efforts. They will intensify their guilt, their shame, their manipulation. This is the counterattack. Expect it. Anticipate it. Prepare for it. Do not mistake it for failure. It is confirmation that your strategy is working. The enemy only fights harder when they sense they are losing ground. Hold your position. Reinforce your fortress. Endure the counterstrike. And watch them collapse. Machiavelli would tell you that fortune favors the disciplined, not the dreamer. Not the passive. Not the hopeful, the disciplined. Fortune bows to the one who prepares, who calculates, who acts with cold precision. That must be you now. You have no other choice. Your reserves are dwindling. Your supply lines are thin. This is your final chance to reverse the campaign. This is not about peace. This is not about fairness. This is not about justice. This is about survival, and then dominance. Do not be seduced by fantasies of reconciliation. Do not imagine the ones feeding on you will suddenly respect you. They will not. You must force respect through clarity, through boundaries, through strategy. You must decide that your energy is yours alone, and you must enforce that decision with every breath. Look around you. Who is feeding? Who is manipulating? Who is draining? Their faces are clear if you dare to see them. Name them. Mark them. Prepare for them. Then sever their supply lines one by one. This is not cruelty. This is war. And war is never won by those who hesitate to act. You have one decision left. Stay what you are, or become what you must. There is no middle ground. No compromise. No gentle road to liberation. The chains will not fall off with time. The parasites will not grow tired and walk away. The battlefield will not transform into peace because you wish it. Either you Zeitzer control, or you will remain under control. Do not flatter yourself by imagining you can hold both positions, half prey, half predator. That is not balance. That is confusion. Confusion is death on the battlefield. Your enemies thrive because you hesitate between identities. They see you bend. They see you flinch. And they know you have not chosen. They feed on your hesitation more than your silence. A commander who cannot decide is already defeated. This is the moment you must end weakness. No explanation, no negotiation, no return to illusions. Only action, only strategy, only power. Machiavelli wrote of rulers who lost everything because they trusted fortune instead of force. You have trusted fortune, trusted chance, trusted goodwill, trusted mercy. Look where it brought you, drained, used, forgotten. You trusted that if you waited long enough, the tide would shift in your favor. It never did. The tide belongs to those who build ships, not those who pray for calm seas. The time has come to build your ship. Strip away dependency. Strip away apology. Strip away guilt. You are not here to carry everyone's weight. You are not here to be supply for every beggar dressed as a friend. You are not here to be the soft ground on which opportunists march. You are here to command. You are here to dominate your own existence. You are here to seize what you should have claimed long ago. Sovereignty over your own energy. Do not misunderstand sovereignty. It is not comfort. It is not peace. It is vigilance. A sovereign watches constantly. A sovereign sees threats before they appear. A sovereign is not deceived by flattery, not weakened by sentiment, not softened by promises. A sovereign knows that everyone is calculating every ally, every rival, every so-called friend, and so the sovereign calculates more. That must be you. You must install a chain of command within yourself. Your impulses no longer rule you. Your illusions no longer dictate your moves. Your guilt no longer commands your hand. Discipline is the commander now. Strategy is the general. Every move you make must serve one purpose: to protect and expand your power. If an action drains you, cut it. If a person bleeds you, remove them. If a belief blinds you, burn it. No mercy for weakness. No tolerance for confusion. From now, consider every word you say a deployment of troops. Consider every boundary you set a fortification. Consider every refusal a decisive strike. Every time you say no, you cut an enemy supply line. Every time you withhold explanation, you deny reconnaissance. Every time you enforce your limit, you expand your territory. This is how the war is fought, not with noise, not with pleading, but with cold, deliberate moves that reshape the field. Do not wait for courage. Courage is irrelevant. Courage is a luxury of the untrained. What matters is obedience to discipline. The soldier does not need courage to march. He needs command. You must command yourself. You must act before your fear can speak. Strike before hesitation poisons you. Move before doubt drags you back into chains. Discipline is action without debate. You must live this way now. You will be hated for it. They will not forgive you. Those who once fed on you will curse your name. They will call you cold, heartless, selfish. Wear those words as armor. They are proof you have cut them off from supply. They will rage because they cannot control you. They will accuse because they cannot drain you. Their fury is your victory parade. Do not flinch when you hear it. Stand taller. What you cannot allow is backsliding. Do not return to softness. Do not reopen gates you closed. Do not explain to those who never cared to understand. Once you cut, remain cut. Once you sever, remain severed. The enemy waits for cracks. They wait for sentiment to reopen the door. They wait for you to forget the cost of naivety. Do not give them the chance. Let the cut remain final. Let the war remain sealed. This is the doctrine of power. You are either consuming or you are being consumed. You are either commanding or you are obeying. You are either setting terms or you are accepting them. There is no neutrality. There is no safety in passivity. The ones who told you that were already feeding on your compliance. The truth is brutal. Your life is a campaign, and campaigns end either in conquest or in collapse. Machiavellian strategy dictates clarity above all. See men as they are, driven by hunger, by ambition, by fear. Stop imagining loyalty where there is only convenience. Stop imagining affection where there is only utility. Stop imagining permanence where there is only shifting calculation. People are not what they say, they are what they do when pressed. Measure them by actions, nothing else. That measurement will save you from betrayal. This is your last warning. The longer you wait, the more power bleeds from your hands. Every day you hesitate, another piece of you is carried away. If you do not act now, you will wake one day to find there is nothing left to reclaim. You will not recognize yourself. You will be empty, hollow, discarded, and no one will remember the sacrifices you made, because they were not sacrifices. They were thefts, and you were the victim. But if you act, if you shift now, you will feel the ground change beneath you. You will see the enemy retreat. You will see opportunities appear where before there were only chains. You will feel energy return to your chest. Clarity sharpen your eyes. Discipline anchor your will. This is what happens when you stop leaking power. This is what happens when you command. Now the choice is in front of you. Continue a spray, or rise as commander. Continue to bleed, or build the fortress. Continue to obey, or reclaim control. There is no third option. This is war, and war does not pause for dreamers. The battlefield is waiting for your decision. This is your final warning. They are feeding on your power in secret. Stop them now, or be consumed forever. Choose.